Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome guys to our Dawah series. This is episode 8, discussing the doctrine of the Trinity. Okay, so now today we're going to talk about monotheism, as I said last time. So monotheism is the idea that there's one God, right? Everyone believe that, right? So this monotheism, it needs to have a meaning, okay? What is the meaning of monotheism? Is this something that can be understood relatively, or it actually has a meaning? See, is either it has a meaning or it doesn't. If it doesn't have a meaning, then everybody can believe whatever they want. But if it has a meaning, it has to have a definitive meaning, such that any other idea needs to be wrong if it's not, it doesn't comply with the idea of monotheism. Okay, now, even in term, and by the way, this term is not just for the Muslims, it's used by many people. So what do you need to understand by this is that the idea that there's one God. Now, there are different ways now we are going to talk about. So we have one person and one being. Which just means, you see, the reason why I'm separating the person and the being is because the Christians have done that for some reason, okay? Because we know you cannot separate a person from his being, okay? So we ask, who are you? It's still you. If I ask you, what are you? It's still the same person, okay? So what you are and who you are, they are the same. They are into one person. You cannot separate them. So you cannot have a person that does not have a what. You cannot have a person that does not have a what. So any person you see, they already have a nature. That's why you can see them. If they have no nature, you cannot see them in the first place, okay? Or any conception. So if you look at this marker now, you are seeing it because it has a nature. This marker has a nature. The marker nature, okay? But it's a particular marker. It's different from another marker, okay? This is another marker here, okay? This is red, this is black. There are different markers, but you can see that they have different, characteristics. But for you to see them in the first place, you need to see their who and their what. So you are seeing their particular nature in each and every one of them, okay? That needs to be understood. Now, if monotheism now is one person and one being, you can use this argument. Monotheism cannot be three persons and one being, okay? Because now the amount of persons has increased, okay? Why? I will get to why. It cannot be the same meaning, okay? Now, can we have three persons and one being? Of course not. The amount of being has increased. If monotheism is X, so this is the formulation I now use. If monotheism is one person and one being, monotheism cannot be X persons and X beings, where X is greater than 1. So X can be 2, 3, as many as possible. Okay? So if you have more than one person or more than one being, if monotheism is actually one person and one being, then all others have to be false. So you can use this argument such that, see, what it will boil down to is that if they now want to redefine monotheism, so let them choose one for us so that they will say, okay, this is what is monotheism. So is it three persons and one being? That's monotheism. Okay, so you say if anyone doesn't have this, they are not monotheistic. You need to be able to say that. You know, that is why I said it's a general term that needs to be understood. So if you say three persons and one being is monotheistic, this is what is monotheism, then this one has to be false, such that if you have one person and one being, is not monotheistic. That is what you have to say. That is what we are telling you. So now, what would this mean? And we know the God of Abraham, okay? In Abrahamic faith, the Muslims and the Jews, they agree to the first line, okay? They agree to this, that see, God is just one individual. It's not more than one. You cannot say God is more than one person, okay? Or more than one being, okay? So you cannot say that. So you can use this to show them that, see, you guys are not monotheistic. No matter how you say it, even if you use this ambiguous language, still we are not saying the same thing. Therefore, one of us is not monotheistic. You see? So it's either they have to say, you know what, one person and one being is not monotheistic. You know, that is what they have to say. So guys, I just wanted to show you, because they think it's the same. They think it doesn't matter. Such that, see now, when I say X persons, I don't mean just 1, 2, 3. I mean like 1 million persons. What about 1 million persons and one being? Can that be monotheistic? You can ask them, like, go absurd on that number. Go to like the largest number you can think about. You can start like from 4, 5, see how comfortable they are, and then you go to like something like 1 million. 1 million persons and one being. Is that monotheistic? Because when we are talking about general theology, I told you we are coming out to define stuff. So you need to give a definition of monotheism. And if you say it's more than one person and it's to still be monotheistic, therefore the conclusion has to follow that see, the amount of persons do not matter. Okay? Just you can have an infinite amount of persons. As long as there's one being, it will be monotheistic. That is what you have to say. And if you say that, then we'll see that you're sincere. But you don't want to say that, right? So that is just another way to show these guys. So I hope you get this part to monotheism, and then when we discuss further, we'll go into other parts of it, okay? And remember, this is our anchor, okay? This is your Dawah, okay? I'm telling you, this is what you need to call people to. The idea of one God. This is Dawah right here, okay? One God, okay? Just real quick, let me just put Tawheed there. Tawheed, okay? So Tawheed is another is monotheism, but it has another level, okay? When we are discussing Tawheed on this in this regard, Tawheed is more than just one God, okay? No, I don't mean like more than one God. I mean, it's not just the idea that there's one God, okay? So there's one God, okay? But there's also another condition. You cannot worship another except this one God. So the worship has to be for the one God alone. So this is Tawheed. Your worship and everything is for the one God, Allah alone. Okay, this is Tawheed. So there's one God. Maybe the Jews or other people believe one God, but do you worship only one God? Okay, which is Allah. Okay, then that is Tawheed. That is the next step, and many other things. And if you read like the books and stuff about Tawheed, you understand what I mean by that. So, but on the face level, generally, what you need to come and defend first is monotheism. First, you need to defend monotheism, and then you can go to Tawheed later. Okay, but you can do that at the same time, no problem. But I'm just trying to show you. So, such that the Christians saying 3 persons and 1 being, they don't want to say 3 persons and 3 beings. They think if you say this, you are saying 3 gods. But you can show demonstrably, as I've told you, you cannot separate the person from the being. Every person is a being. The person and the being, they are always together. Such that if you have 3 persons, you have 1 being. You cannot have X amount of persons and have another amount of beings. You cannot have. You have to have the same X amount of persons, the same amount of beings you have. So you put, if X equals to, if you put X equals to 3, no, 5. Put 5 here. 5 will come out here too. That is the formula, guys. Unless, what do you have to do? You can show them like that, but they might want to say, what are you talking about? Just ask them to show you a person that doesn't have a nature. Okay, a person that doesn't have a nature, because being is a nature. Tell them to ask you, can you have a person that has no nature? Then you will get the answer. They don't have answer to this, that every person has a nature, therefore every person is a being. You can show that. So guys, this is what we will discuss on this episode. So see you guys in the next one. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.